The cosmic event will take place tonight as 7 planets align in a planetary parade.
It's not often that the planets align in the night sky, but tonight is your chance to see it. A planetary parade will be visible after sunset.
You might be asking, what makes this celestial event so special?
It's actually the fact that there are 7 planets in the sky at the same time from sunset to sunrise. That's the really rare part.
Planets have been orbiting around the sun for the last 4.5 billion years. Eventually that would bring them to this alignment.
It also gives you a really cool connection to the universe because you know these objects in the night sky are part of our solar system, all part of our galaxy, all part of the universe.
Okay, now to a rare planetary parade happening tonight with Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Venus, Neptune, Saturn and Mercury aligning for the last time until 2040. Wow. Joining us in the studio is Swinburne University astrophysicist Dr. Kirsten Banks. Nice to see you, Doctor. This is really cool. So how rare is it?
Well, like you said, we're not going to see this again for another 15 years until 2040. So having all the planets on the same side of the Earth at nighttime is relatively rare.
Wow.
This is so cool, Audrey.
It is. It's not uncommon for a few planets to be seen on the same side of the sun at the same time, but it's less common for most or even all of the planets to align like this.
Stargazers are being delighted this week as a parade of planets decorate the night sky. Frequently referred to as a planetary alignment, 7 planets will be visible.
They all orbit the sun like racers on a track. And every now and again, we're in a vantage point where the Earth is turned so that it's in a nighttime view when a bunch of the other planets are also on the part of the track where we could see them when it's our nighttime sky.
Dr. Jackie Faraday is an astrophysicist with the American Museum of Natural History and says the Earth is in a good position in its orbit to view many planets.
The ones you can see with your naked eye are Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, and Venus.
Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune will all be visible at the same time, though you'll need binoculars or a telescope to see the last 2.
But all you need to do is look up and have a look and see Jupiter and Mars high up in the sky after the sun goes down. Venus will be low in the west, still bright and probably easy to spot. Saturn and Mercury are a bit of a challenge though. They're a bit fainter than Venus and really low on the western horizon. But all of those will be up in the night sky, but you also have Uranus and Neptune, which are not visible to the naked eye, but they'll be up there as well.
Okay, so when we gaze up, are they going to look similar to stars or will they look slightly, will Mars look red?
Oh yes, Mars definitely looks red. But You're right, the planets do look very similar to stars, but to know whether you're looking at a planet or a star is remember the nursery rhyme, twinkle, twinkle, little star, not twinkle, twinkle, little planet. So stars twinkle and planets don't.
How rare is it to see this kind of planetary parade?
It happens pretty unusually, but right now we have a number of that happening this summer and into the fall. So right now we have all 7, as you mentioned, and it's it's a nice thing to go outside and see the planets overhead. You got to really work to see the things off in the east with Saturn, Mercury, and Neptune right at sunset. Venus is nice and bright off in the east, and then overhead you get Jupiter and Mars that are very, very bright.
So when's the best time and what's the best way to try to see them all?
So you have to do it right at sunset, and you have to be able to see the eastern horizon very clearly because those 3 planets that are very close to the sun right now are pretty hard to catch. Mercury is always hard to catch because it orbits so close to the sun, and Saturn and Neptune just happen to line up that right there as well. And things like Neptune and Uranus, you'll need a telescope or binoculars to see. But other than that, Venus and Jupiter and Mars should all be really bright and easy to pick off just with your eyes.
Or a pretty small amateur telescope at home, you will be able to see those as well.
Also adding in on the excitement, the moon could make a guest appearance.
Actually tonight, a really, really skinny crescent moon will be between Saturn and Mercury.
Lets you have a clear view of the western horizon, but what about the other planets?
Where are the other 3? Well, Saturn is down really close to the sun, so that one's off limits. You can't see that. Uranus and Neptune are parked between Venus and Jupiter.
They are so far away you can't see those unless you have a telescope.
We just found out the planets are aligning, so that'd be pretty cool to see. A spectacular sight in the sky as 7 planets align, visible to the naked eye. According to NASA, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter and Saturn are visible without optical aid.
Sure, yeah, I can do some tricks if you want.
At Mission Trails Regional Park, I met Sebastian. He's biking from San Diego to New York City. He was unaware of the celestial event, but it captivated him, seeing it as a sign for his journey.
Well, I feel like I've been waiting a long time to go on this journey, and the fact that the planets are aligning for something like this is just incredible. So thank you so much to the universe.
NASA says planet alignment isn't unusual, but states what makes these events special is the opportunity to observe multiple planets simultaneously without the aid of telescopes or binoculars.
It's a special time where you can see.
Maxwell Palau runs Stargate Astronomy, which showcases presentations and workshops on nighttime and astrophotography in Southern California. In case you missed it tonight, Maxwell shares the best time to see these planets.
For best viewing, you probably want to start just as the sun sets. That's when you're going to see Venus and Saturn just, pulling down just at the horizon, just following the sun.
Wendy Wing and Kristen McCormick stuck around after their hike once the sun set to witness the planets aligning in the sky.
I think it's really cool, especially since we're able to see it with our own eyes.
I think it's really interesting, and it's pretty cool that we have the opportunity to see it tonight.
Meantime, Maxwell explains when we could expect to see an event like this again.
Planetary alignments do happen. I mean, a full planetary alignment, the planetary parade, we're not going to have another one until 2040.
Is this like a rare phenomenon? Is this pretty common? How often does something like this happen with the planets aligning?
Yeah, I've been told that this is pretty rare, but it also helps to just think about why it's happening. And it's happening because of, if you can imagine in your head, the shape of our solar system. We have the sun in the center, and we have planets orbiting at different distances. But if you think about that model you have in your head, it's very flat. It's kind of a pancake shape. And so that does mean whenever we see the planets in the sky, they are going to appear in a line. And so astronomers have a name for that. That's called the ecliptic.
And when's the next time we'll see this many planets aligned and visible?
So in the fall, in August, what we'll be able to see again is a number of these planets lined up, but that'll actually be in the morning, so you have to be an early riser for that, which I'm not a big fan of.
Okay, so this one's for the night owls among us. I'm with you.
That's right,
Gerard. I'm with you. Yep. Gerard.
Okay, so with the planets all in a line, if you're a superstitious type, is there anything we should be a little concerned or warned about?
I can see where people are coming from with this. Like, it doesn't happen often, and so maybe there are something in the stars. But really, it's a happy coincidence and a very exciting time. Like, all the planets orbit around the sun at different speeds. You've got Mercury that takes 88 days or so. We take a year. Saturn takes 30 years. So when they're all aligned on the same side of the Earth for our night sky is quite special. But nothing superstitious so much. Just good things to look at.
That is good to hear. I'm excited. I'm going to step outside tonight and look up.
Excellent.
Good on you. Thanks, Doctor.